So, I know we've all heard about it, but what do you know about it? What are you, if someone asked you about it, could you explain it? I couldn't. I mean, I have a very cursory knowledge of it, but I'd like to know more. So, let's try to figure this out. K-League chickens. Juice. Oh, that didn't work out. What did that happen? All right, we even got the name of it. This is called Kapparot, or Kapparot. Kapparot. Kapparot? Kapparot is a customary atonement ritual practiced by some Orthodox Jays on the eve of Yom Kippur. This is a practice in which either money is waved over a person's head to try and transfer the sins of the person, try over the head to try and transfer the sins of the person, and then donated to charity. That's fucking crazy. Just think about that. Just think about the stupidity just in general. Your religion is so money based, it's so money driven. And if you say that about them, that's supposedly a bad thing. But they are so money motivated that they believe you can wave money over the head of someone and it'll collect their sins, and then you donate that money to a charity. I wonder if you donate that money to a good charity or a charity you're opposed to. Because just if you're talking about like energy transfer and shit like that, to take all of the negative sins, all the negative energy, and give it to a charity, it just seems, that seems asshole-ish. If you believe it works, that seems asshole-ish. And if that one works, if all you have to do is wave some money over someone's head to collect their sins and then you can donate it, why would you do the other side? Because it says, or else a chicken is waved over the head to try to transfer the said person's sin and then slaughtered in accordance with halalchic rules and donated to the hungry. Halalchic. Halakha. Halakha is the collective body of the Jewish religious laws that are derived from the written and oral Torah. Halakha. Huh? What? You what?
Lost.
Oh, morning, Duty. How are you? How'd you sleep? Good. Halakha is based on biblical commandments, mitzvot, subsequent Talmudic and rabbinic laws, and the customs and traditions which were compiled in the many books such as the Shulchan Aruch and the Mishnah Torah. Halakha is often translated as Jewish law, although a more literal translation might be the way to behave or the way of walking. Fucking stupid. Back to the kaparat. Kaparat. I don't know how you say it. So you wave the chicken over somebody's head, which somehow transfers the sins to the chicken. You then slaughter it and give it to the hungry people. So they eat your sins. I mean, think about that. I'd love to know if it's donated to the charities or the hungry within the group, which I can't imagine there's a lot of hungry Jays in that regard. But like that's just it's such a, I don't know, it's a fucked up thing if you think about it. Like, if you believe it works, then you're essentially giving your sins to somebody else to ingest. That's some fucking weird shit. That is weird. And that's not even close to the videos we see. The videos we see are them grabbing chickens by the head and spinning them around, smacking them into shit. It's pretty fucking brutal. It is important to clarify that it is not a sacrifice, as it is not even an offering and can be eaten just as any other chickens. So it's not a sacrifice. Look at this, like these horrible, horrible little fucking monsters. Look at their hair. Look at their whole thing. It's just fucking crazy. Just talking now, buddy. Yes, you have no content. So why are you watching? Michigan. In Michigan. Etymology. The singular of kaparat means atonement, and it comes from the Semitic root, which means to cover, the derived meaning being one of covering or blotting out sin. The practice. On the afternoon before Yom Kippur, one prepares an item to be donated to the poor for consumption at the pre-Yom Kippur meal. Recites 2 biblical passages from Psalms. Let's see what these say. Crazed because, it just starts with Psalms 17, I guess. Crazed because of their way, praised because of the way of their transgression, and afflicted because of their iniquities. Their soul abhorred all manner of food, and they drew near unto the gates of death. They cried unto the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distress. He sent his word and healed them, and delivered them from their graves. Let them give thanks unto the Lord for his mercy and for his wonderful works. That's insane. Then Job starts with this one. If there be for him an angel, an intercessor, among 1,000, to vouch for a man's uprightness, then he is gracious unto him, and saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. His flesh is tenderer than his child's. He returneth to the days of his youth. That's fucking gross. He prayeth unto God, and he is favorable unto him, so that he seeth his face with joy, and restoreth unto man his righteousness. That's fucking weird. Yep, I'm the bully. I mean, I am to you guys. To you fucking piece of shit Jays, I would imagine you're just terrified of me. And then swings the prepared charitable donation over one's head 3 times while reciting a short prayer 3 times. So that's when you grab it by the head and you break its neck as you swing it around. One variant of the practice of kaparat, the item to be donated to charity, is a rooster. Because, you know, all that rooster meat. In this case, the rooster is swung overhead while still alive. After the kaparat ritual is concluded, the rooster is treated as a normal kosher poultry product, i.e., it is slaughtered according to the laws of Shechita. What is Shechita? In Judaism, Shechita, also translated, is ritual slaughtering of certain mammals and birds for food according to kashrut. One who practices this, a kosher butcher, is called a sochet. Shechita is the Jewish ritual for poultry and cattle for food according to Halakha, Talmud, Tractate. The practice of slaughter of animals for food is the same as was used for temple sacrifices, but since the destruction of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, sacrifices are prohibited. The Torah explains that animals not sacrificed must be slaughtered by the same practice, and today, Shechita, kosher slaughtering does not include any religious ceremony, although the slaughtering practice may not be derived from or deviated from. It is meat if the meat is to be consumed by Jews. Their slaughter practices are just awful. It is then given to charity for consumption at the pre-Yom Kippur meal. In modern times, this variant of the ritual is performed with a rooster for men and a hen for women. What a disgusting, disgusting group. You know, murder, death, killing. It's very much a huge part of their belief structure, and you wonder what's going on now. You know, what do you think is happening right now? It's one huge, one huge ritual, I believe, is happening. Especially when you think that it's 2025. You know, nobody's making this huge deal out of the I don't know, the quarter century year that it is. Usually we give a shit about stuff like that. Looks like we're gonna have to restart. Morning. How you doing? In this case, the prayer recited translates as, "This is my exchange. This is my substitute. This is my atonement. This rooster or hen will go to its death, while I will enter and proceed to a good long life and to peace." That is so fucking weird. Using money, which I can't imagine. They can either kill a chicken or pay for it. You know they're going to kill the chicken. In a second variant of the practice of kaparat, a bag of money is swung around the head and then given to charity. In this case, the prayer recited translates as, "This is my exchange, this is my substitute, my atonement. This money will go to charity while I will enter and proceed a good long life and in peace." The practice of kaparat is mentioned for the first time by Amram ben Shishende of Sura Academy in Babylonia in 670. So what was the significance of 670 in this guy? And later by Natrioni ben Hilali, also of Sura Academy, in 853. Sura Academy. was a Jewish yeshiva located in Sura in what is now southern Iraq, a region known in Jewish texts as Babylonia, with Pumbedita Academy. It was one of the two major Jewish academies from the year 225 CE at the beginning of the era of the Amora sages until 1033 CE at the end of the era of the Gaoman. Sura Academy was founded by the Amora Abba Arika, a disciple of Judah Ha-Nasi. Among the well-known sages that headed the yeshiva were who gives a fuck. An exhibit depicting Rav Ashi teaching at the Sura Academy. Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. Belch. It was the Pharisees that printed the first Bible. This is documented. Oh, yeah? Where's this documented? I love when people haven't figured this part out yet. Yeah. What documentation are you speaking of? Who provided that documentation? You know, do you not, you haven't figured that out yet? Are you still being guided by arrogance? Come on, Hamza Ali. You got to put that arrogance down, buddy. You got to get past it. All right, I'm going to reset because this is crazy. So, reset.